Hi everyone, I am here to do a review and demo video of the new Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation along with the new Maybelline Dream Blender. This is going to be more of sort of a first impressions because I've only used this just now, but I am wearing it on my face right now, the foundation. I did use the sponge, which I will kind of talk about with you guys during the application of it. This is a brand new foundation from Maybelline. It just came out. I purchased mine at Ulta. You can probably get it at Target or, you know, any other place that sells Maybelline, but I got both of these at Ulta. This is brand new, and this sponge here is actually made for the foundation, and this foundation is the first gel whipped foundation. It's a very innovative technology, it says, and it says fresh, new, and flawless. Dream Velvet whips a fresh gel into velvet soft texture. Complexion is perfected and smooth with a soft matte finish, just like velvet. Feels fresh with lasting hydration. The color that I picked out for myself was number 75, Natural Beige. I have sunlight coming in, so I don't know if it's gonna wash me out a little bit, but the only thing that I realized was this was the second to darkest or third darkest shade, which is kind of a downfall because they don't really cater to many skin colors. The blender sponge I thought was adorable. I think the shape is really cute. The size is perfect. It's great for travel. Actually using it, I thought it was okay, but you guys will see that in the demo, and I'll give you more in-depth details to what I think in the demo. This foundation was $10.99 and the Dream Blender applicator was $5.99. I did get this on a BOGO. It was buy one get one half off at Ulta, and you can use Ulta coupons on it, so you can really get it for a good deal if you still find it on buy one get one half off. The blender here is reusable and washable. The packaging says just to wash it with soap and water. It says it's really hydrating and it would be great for all skin types, but I truly think with that jelly whipped texture, it's great for that combination to oily skin type. It is mattifying, so it's great if you do have that oily skin, but if you have really dry skin, I feel like the texture of this, especially when it dries to a matte, will almost accentuate your dry patches. Unless you exfoliate really, really well, I do recommend this for more of that combination to oily skin type. If you're normal, you could probably definitely get away with this also, but if you're dry, I would maybe steer away from this, or maybe just wear a heavy moisturizer because this can be a little accentuating. It says it's hydrating, but I don't really feel so much hydration, to be honest. Also, I would definitely recommend you wear a primer with this. Because it's such a whipped gel texture, it almost just sits on top of the face, giving it that smooth look. But if you put like your finger on your face and you don't set it, or if you're not wearing a primer, to really lock in the texture of this foundation, it's going to move, or you're gonna see your fingerprints. So definitely wear a primer and definitely wear a setting powder, translucent powder or any colored pressed powder, because I feel like this would move a little bit. In my daily makeup routine, I always wear a primer and I always wear a powder, so that's no problem for me. But I know there's a lot of you guys out there that like to be very simple, like to do one step. This might not be the best foundation for you because it may move throughout the day if you're not wearing the primer and powder to set it and everything. So that is just a little tip from me to you. Now let's just jump into the demonstration. I'm going to apply it onto my face and show you guys how it looks. All right, let's get on to the application of the Maybelline Dream Blender sponge along with the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. It's the first time I'm using it, so let's see how it goes. The sponge is really cute. I think the shape and size is really nice, but it's a little dense, a little bit too stiff for what I'm used to or what I usually like when it comes to a sponge, but we'll see how it goes. So here, I want to zoom up really quick to show you guys. Oops, wrong way. I do have acne scarring over here. I have under eye circles. I have like little tiny freckles and stuff, so my skin isn't perfect. All right, let's sit back again. And oh, wow. Oh. Huh. I don't know. I think I applied a little too much, but it is giving me good coverage. The sponge is a little hard. And I feel like it's not, maybe I'll just swipe it. I don't like the bouncing motion with it. I think swiping it feels a little bit better. Almost like circling it. I like the tip because you can get around the mouth and around the nose, but I don't really like how dense this thing is. It says you can also wet this before using it, but when you wet it, it says it's gonna give it a lighter coverage. And you guys know me, I'm all about the full coverage. But it seems really smooth. Alright. I don't know how I feel about this just yet. Let me get like a closer mirror. I mean, it looks really nice and smooth. It's okay, I guess. I don't think I like the applicator. That's the only thing. It does feel very smooth, but I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more. I think I definitely need a powder to set it because this consistency, I feel like, can definitely move around. So that is half of my face done with the Dream Blender, and I gotta say I don't like the pressing motion on this because it's a little stiff, but swiping and circling I think is the best way to use this. This is not full coverage. Applying it with this is not full coverage. I used a lot of product too. I can definitely still see everything come through. I have my acne scarring I see. I have some freckles right around my cheeks that I still see. So it's more of a medium coverage using this sponge. I don't think I like this sponge very much, but I'm gonna try the other half of my face with a brush. Okay, let me just zoom you guys in a little bit more so you guys can see. This has foundation on, this side does not. So let's go in, and instead of using the Dream Blender, we're going to use a brush. This here is the It Cosmetics for Ulta brush in number 102, and this one's called the Smoothing Foundation Brush. I love this brush. I think it's amazing. I'm just going to take a little bit at a time. I'll put some on my hand actually. I'm just going to press it into my more concerned areas, and everything else I'm just going to buff out. I definitely like the application a lot better with a brush. I don't really like that sponge that is made for it. I don't think it gives enough coverage. If you like a lighter coverage, I think it's great, but I'm more of a medium to full coverage kind of person. And yeah, just blending it out with a brush, it packs on the coverage so much nicer. Yeah, definitely. You guys obviously saw that I am not a huge fan of this little blender sponge here to actually apply the foundation. It really gave me more of that medium coverage, more like that light to medium coverage. I'm a full coverage kind of girl, so I did opt to use the brush. This brush is amazing for foundation. It is, again, the It Cosmetics brush in number 102. It's the smoothing foundation, which works perfectly with this consistency. Like it says on the back of this, it's more of like that gel whipped texture. So a synthetic brush like this size is great for control too, because you can really get in the crevices of your face. But I love how this just blended out the consistency of this. One thing that I did try this for was actually to bake my concealer. I don't bake all the time. Recently I have been baking just because I really like the look of it. I like the finish of it. So I did use this to kind of place my setting powder to set my under eye concealer, and it worked perfectly for that. So if you already purchased this blender sponge and you don't know what to do with it, try using it to set your concealer. It's that perfect shape because it has that little teardrop point, and it gets right into the corners and right underneath the lash line, which is the hardest part to reach when you're setting your under eye or when you're baking down there. So I'm just going to wash it and use it specifically just with translucent powder to bake my foundation. Again, perfect size for the under eye, perfect placement for the jawline if you're baking there, down the nose because it has that point, cupid's bow, everything. Forehead, you can use it to bake. So that's probably what I'm going to use this for, not so much for the actual foundation. I know it was meant for this, but I just prefer a brush in my opinion. Overall, I would again recommend this for just certain skin types like I said, but it is a really nice coverage. It gives a really beautiful smooth finish like it says, and I'm really loving this so far. So if you guys have any questions or comments, or if you guys have any thoughts on the new Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation, please let me know down in the comments below, or just leave your thoughts down below so everyone can kind of see your reviews and what you think about it also. I definitely would recommend this. It's a great affordable drugstore foundation, and it gives a really pretty finish. Again, that more of that demi matte finish, which I am loving right now. Sponge, I think people could do without this. It's not a big deal unless you want to use it for baking. Totally would recommend that. I wanted to include this update because I wore this a few times after I recorded my review and demo, and guys, I hate this. I don't like this at all. This stuff, this dried out my face so bad. It was ridiculous. I am combination skin, so I have a dry cheek and around the mouth area, but oily T-zone. This accentuated my dry patches so much, and throughout the day, I would look in the mirror and my makeup would be all faded. My makeup was not holding on. I would use, you know, my primer that I've always been using, my Hourglass primer. I use, you know, the good stuff. So I used a good primer. I set my makeup. I sprayed the makeup. This consistency just doesn't sit well on my skin type. And I wanted to update you guys with that because I know a lot of you guys have similar skin types to me. I don't recommend this. I loved how it applied and how it looked right after, but I wore it a full 9-hour shift at work. It was the worst wearing foundation I've worn in a long time. So I want to let you guys know that it's totally not worth it. Take that money that you would spend on this and invest it in something else. Clinique Acne Solutions is what I've been loving right now, and that stays on all day. This was, at the end of the night, I looked in the mirror and half of my makeup was off, half of my foundation. When I say makeup, I mean foundation. And it was just not good. I had to come on and give you guys an update. I don't want you guys to go buy this and, you know, be unhappy with it. So I'm letting you guys know now, not good for that dry combo skin. For oily skin even, if you have oils in your face, this is just going to move with the oil. So I don't recommend this. I don't like it. I know some people here on YouTube already did reviews and demos on this, and they said they liked it. I'm not a fan. I don't like it, and I'm just being honest. So again, please take this with a grain of salt. It didn't work for me. If it works for you, perfect. A lot of things that work for other people do not work for me. So I'm just letting you guys know my honest opinion and what my experience was with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick first impressions review and demo. And if you have any other questions, again, leave them down below. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my vlog channel, daily vlogs every single day. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!